Hi, this is Mia, and I have two goals. One to do a job interview tomorrow. The second is to do some home business stuff, and one of those is to try to sell something. Um, there's a job interview tomorrow. I don't know how many. I think I just applied like 2 days ago. Should probably need someone ASAP. I don't know. Remember, they're always hiring. It's a national company. I have a feeling that I'd find some mixed reviews on the job, and I haven't looked yet. Um, let's look. Um, Now that I'm having my third day home by myself. The first day I was home by myself, I did errands the whole day, um, which was like 2 3 weeks. It was like 2 weeks ago. So now it's like, okay, I'm gonna get motivated. Okay, I have to do this stuff. Okay, I gotta order these things and take pictures of that for my eBay store. But then it's like, now that I have time to do that stuff, I'm trying to work outside the house when I can ultimately make more money working for myself when I'm under the right circumstances. So that's my situation right now, is I need to get off my butt and do it. But I felt like I needed to rest a little bit. Um let's see. What did I send that? Why is that? Who wrote that? I wrote that. Okay. Making homemade wipes for businesses. Yeah. Okay. I just saw that in this state, the schools are closed till April 24th, 4th. And I just looked at my calendar. I didn't take my vitamin D. And it was the 31st. The 30th, they were supposed to go back, which is today's Wednesday, the 25th. So that would have been, we won't count today, 2 more days off school, the regular weekend, and back to school. So they're shutting this one. I'm overwhelmed because now that this whole situation is, it's like, I heard about it and I tried to warn my kids and myself. And then I was like I'm thinking, not like when measles happened in Washington State. I was like, well, I have my vaccine. My kids have their vaccine. I need to think about that when I see clients and patients. Okay? But I'm thinking in my mind, it's going up. There's one guy diagnosed 2.5 hours from the house, or 2 hours from the house, Seattle to Tacoma, or he went through that airport, SeaTac. It's just 3 hours from my house. And I'm thinking, something's going down. And I did say something, but I'm like, something's going down. And people are like, people are sick in China. I'm like, oh, I don't like to use the word flu, but it's flu season. It's not that I was thinking flu season when I said that. What I was thinking is that they had SARS, and that is like, oh, there's another respiratory infection that's bothering people that's potentially coming from an animal. So my mind is thinking lower numbers. But that. So I was thinking, oh, that's something that's not uncommon there. But for some reason, I was thinking that's too close to home. I need to speak up about it. Someone needs to get masks. Someone needs to get bleach. This and this and this. Like, and I feel like I should have reacted. What's the last example of somebody that needed to react more? Sometimes you feel like you need to react more to the situation. So let's look. This was a ad on Facebook that I clicked onto, and I don't like doing that. It disappeared. Somebody has the 50,000 new listings on eBay, but their per month sale maximum is 8,600. I wonder what mine is. I know it's lower. It's lower than I have my stuff in there. What is all this Disney stuff? I don't know where the news article went to. Have been on the other side of country. I need to exercise. Left inventory. I was using a library printer, but they're closed. Lost momentum in my store. Was very small time, but lost even more momentum for my store. I was also looking. I don't even know if Kohl's is open. Let's look at the news. Let's look at this one is gonna. They were having a daily report on at 2 o'clock, and now I think they do a morning one. Now I think about it, I just scroll all the way to the top. Let's just refresh it. So now there's another coronavirus. So there was one county over here that did not have it. Now there was 2 counties that didn't have it, and now there's only 1. So that means overnight there's been 1 more active case. First active case in a county over here out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counties. There's 4 cases, 1 in each county. 4 tested cases. So 9 a.m. they did do a report. Kent County, a man in his 20s. Testing occurred on March 16th, and today is the 25th, and we just found out. So since testing, he's supposedly in isolation, but what about before testing? March 24th, so nothing. That's from yesterday, 3 o'clock. I already saw that. It had a bunch of websites I did not click on. Basically, they listed about 7 websites. I did not click on anything. So they go through like the week of all this information, and then you have to scroll down. Schools, they did not update that because it's 1:45. They're going to update this at 3. It looks like they updated it in the morning. This is a small town in the county. So that's old. The library, I don't know. It's supposed to open on Monday. So I don't know if they're going to do it. Here's all of the music and festivals and film nights that were shut down. Churches, they only listed 5. There should be more. So this one's closed to activity services March 22nd and 29th. some of these churches have recovery groups, so it would be nice if they listed on their website or here who's open, who's closed. I'm just assuming, like, I drove by one yesterday called Grace, and I was like, is that gonna be open? like even if it was, so I hadn't even gone. Like, I was like stretching it out. I was like trying to reduce any contact. Courts are closed. Okay, so I have, let's see, let's look at the states. I'm just gonna do news, Maryland news. Today's the 25th. Let's see what I can find. 4 hours ago, 423 cases. So yesterday, somebody's downstairs. I might have to stop the video. It's like super loud. Silver Streams Mansion in Honduras. I don't know where all that noise is. It's really loud. People can hear me on the other side of the door. 5 children. Positive. 4 residents died. I don't like the ads on this. Maryland schools closed 4 more weeks. I don't like the ads. NBC. 8 minutes ago. Let's look at that. So if school's closed, what is everyone else gonna do? So I was supposed to go back to Oregon, and I'm like stuck here. No, I don't like the freaking ads. I gotta change it. Sometimes it's like you scroll down enough, you see these nasty ads. Like, it's just that ugly picture. Oregon is 8 deaths. Hair salon closed. Hikers make call for help from close range but end up in cuffs 40 minutes ago. Roads to close at Mount Tabor. Oh my god. Piddock Mansion and other Portland parks. They are shutting the parks. I told my partner that they're 76 cases in Washington County. So we live 32 in Marion, that's Salem, Oregon. Multnomah is 25. We live in Multnomah, right on the edge. So we are literally about 0.1 miles. The gas station is right where Washington County, Multnomah County. We're literally 0.1 miles from Washington County, and that guy was working in Lake Oswego. The first case in Oregon, I believe. Roads. I was wondering about the parks. My kids aren't gonna go anywhere. I'm not even gonna tell them to check the mail until my letter gets there, which will be like 3 days. Every thin class. At least 10 parks. Selwood Riverfront, Hillside. I know Hillside. Wait, yeah, Hillside. Selwood. Washington Park, Hoyt Arboretum. Palo Butte is already closed. So I'm in Palo Butte. It's on the east side. Mount Tabor is on the east side. People are still walk up there because Mount Tabor already had like one day a week where you like, which is kind like not handicap accessible. Like I swear on Mondays, if you try to drive there, or on Sundays or something, you could park in the street in the neighborhood, but you'd have to walk up the long road to get to like the tennis courts and the playground and the bathrooms. And then if you could drive to the tennis court, and you could walk. Like we never really walked up there once, but there's the tennis court and a bathroom here, and a playground here. So we'd park here, use the bathroom, play in the playground, and then there was only one time me and my daughter parked up here or something and walked up to the top to see the view of the city, like the really good view. But I didn't even quite know that was there, but people were getting stuff stolen. Let me put it back on camera. I don't know what all that noise was. So, I feel like I need to wash my hair. So, I don't have much time alone. I'm gonna look at crime. Tips. Let's go back to this. I was tired today. I'm wondering if it's because of the move that over. I wonder if it's because of the vacuuming, breathing in all the dust. Okay, so I'm gonna say tips to prevent crime during pandemic. Which I spelled wrong. Okay, So, what I'm thinking is what preppers talk about in any situation where your routine, like this is different, like this isn't different than an earthquake, a volcano, where they might shut the schools down for a few days, or an earthquake where the roads are, you can't get to them, the stores are empty, because the trucks can't get there. This is like, you could still drive to the store, the gas station. You could still drive to the liquor store, the cannabis stores. But your kids are not in school. You may or may not be at work. If you work there long enough, you may or may not get unemployment. And the government's sitting $1,200. So for minimum wage, pre-tax, you work 40 plus hours. In 2 weeks is $1,200. So even the lowest paid workers, if minimum wage is like more than $11 an hour, even the lowest paid workers are getting 2 weeks of pay. I won't complain. Hopefully they'll give me that at least, but like you can't, in low income housing it's like $1,600-$1,700 for a 3-bedroom low income housing, like not even like a house in a regular neighborhood, like a apartment or a unit. And the studio is over $1,000 a month, so that would help. If you're at a studio, it's over $1,000 a month. It would help you maybe pay your rent, but it's not going to help you pay your heat, electric, gas, trash, water. Like, not saying that that they need to give us all welfare, but I thought that they were trying to do $1,200, another $1,200. Then I realized the people I know that probably there's people that get over $10,000 tax returns because they have so many kids. Imagine having a minimum wage job, make just enough to get tax refund, have like 6 kids. They just got back $8,000. Like 1/3, 1/4 of their year pay they just got back, and now they're gonna get another $2,900. But it's like, I'm like educated and I can't find a job, and or I hadn't been able to find a job and I don't have the money to start my own business properly. And it's not really fair. I could have had more kids and worked more minimum wage jobs, but I can't force somebody to hire me. And am I wrong for not lying on my resume that I have 17 years of education, that I don't even add it up? Am I wrong for being honest? So I'm looking into options to borrow money if I'm getting $90,000 already of interest from my student loan that was deferred for 3 years, so that's only been since 2014. They should have given it to me to 2015 when I was still taking midwifery. They refused to write a letter saying I was doing a certificate program through an accredited school. Financial aid refused to write me a letter, and I wrote to the loan company that I was in this program. I sent the proof of my enrollment, and they said, no, we need a letter from financial aid. The same thing happened for my bank to get a loan. They said, we have that your school is a 4-year college and that you don't qualify for, like, if your school changes it to grad school, then you'll qualify for a private loan. So they said, we don't care, we don't know what you're talking about, no one else has had that problem. So we're like, all you need to do is freaking handwrite a note that said, this is our school, this is the name of it, and it is indeed a grad school. Now it's actually also a 4-year college, but it's a graduate medical professional school. Fax it to this person's contact information I gave you, and I can get money to start my clinic. So I've been going downhill, which I supposed to start in the middle on even ground. I started low, and I am working downhill. So if I have that much interest, it seems like $90,000 worth of interest 5 or 6 years before I started med school, people would have only owed $90,000, and I only owed $190,000. So it's 1/3 of the actual amount that I borrowed from that school. I borrowed from a different school, so I need to make money. It's serious. I'm aggravated about trying to work for someone else for low wages, and then feel like I need to bump up my business. But the thing is, I need to bump up my business. I've done interviews in person, I've done interviews on the phone. I have not gotten any job yet, and this is like wake up call, especially if I'm able to do that from here. What I need is a scale for my store, a printer, and inventory, and ability to get to the post office, and motivation. Like, if I could just be motivated right now and sell stuff right now, I could do it. One of the only issues I have with sharing a car and not having a printer is I would need to go to the post office during open hours. Either way, if I go to the post office and pay for shipping, it's gonna cost me more money, 25% more. If I could print it, I can't print it from the library now. Sometimes you put something in a box and you put something in a bag and you put something here, and if it costs the same in each one, you're going to use the box to protect it, depending on what it is. If it's just a jacket, you're going to put it in a bag. But if it's like an ounce, I hear something. If it's like an ounce too heavy, then you change your shipping. I'm being so nosy right now. There's like all these cars. I need to make some kale. There's all these shipping. I have it. Electric blanket. I'm gonna turn it off. I went for a walk and I was freezing cold. But you could. It's kind of silly, but people are cutting the boxes. I have a box here. So the box is about this long. It's a priority box, flat rate box. I could have shipped something not in a flat rate box. Well, if it's a regular box, a package, or this, and you want to cut it down, then it will be by weight. If it's a flat rate, you're going to pay flat rate. If you keep it the same size, so if a box is this big and it weighs, and it costs me $18 to ship, but if it was an ounce or two lighter, then it's going to be, I said $18. Say it's going to be $14. So you can cut that box down, stick your items in here with a bunch of fluff, and it's not that breakable, then you can cut it down. If you can get it under a pound, you can also look, what if I ship it in this box and it's got 50% or $50 insurance, because I'm not Top Rated Plus. I don't have enough sales to do Top Rated Plus, and right now I increased my shipping time. Even I don't have any sales, that's the truth. So my goal today is to sell something and deliver it by Friday. That's my goal. And there's no self kiosk here, and even if I had a printer, I still have to go, like, I can't open up a thing and drop my package. There's no parcel package drop box. There's only letter size. I don't know if they'll let me ship an envelope. I know that in Portland it says if this envelope is over a pound, you cannot put, I think it's over 16 ounces, you cannot put stamps on it. It has to be like a shipping label, metered or whatever. And then the only issue too with the post office, if you want to do first class from home, it's 15.9 ounces. It's still first class. I think 16 ounces. It's like 16.00 is the maximum. But if you go to the post office, I believe it's 13 ounces. So let's look. Police tread lightly as pandemic spreads. Police are trying not to take drug dealers to jail. So Portland did say they're not going to respond to extremely urgent, like car accident, like bad car accidents. They're not going to, like, people aren't wanting to respond, even fender benders. Down river crime rate during pandemic. Let's see if I can click on it without any noise. Let me just mute it to be on the safe side. So this is from the News Herald. I don't know where downriver is. Oh, so in Oregon they are getting, oh god, I do not like this freaking jockey ad. I keep trying to hide it. In Oregon they are getting more 911 suicidal ideations or suicidal attempt calls. And there's two other, I took a screenshot so I can put it on my website. There's two other suicide hotlines that were not getting an increase in calls. And I can tell you the truth, I knew the Multnomah County Crisis Line, but I did not know the other one. It's like Lifeline or something like that. I never heard of it, so I want to put it on my blog. I've gone through bad times. I've gone through collapse. I've gone through homelessness and poverty with infants, or an infant and a toddler during September 11th, 2001. I've got homeless when my mom and my mother-in-law died at the same time, and lived in a car with 9 animals, I think. And I'm not trying to make petty or light the situation that's going on, but for some reason when there's big events like this, I've already been struggling for months, not weeks, not days, months on end. I have struggled 2004 for years. It took me years to get a job. Did I have a bachelor's degree and I had a degree and 2 certificates, or at least the education from 2 certificates. One lady didn't like me, so I didn't get my certificate. I want my daggone certificate. I'm about to call them and ask for my certificate. I had a degree in agriculture and natural resource communications, and that is like 3 degrees in one, for Pete's sakes. I studied fisheries and wildlife, and then the 2 certificates was pretty much basic science, Charles Drew Enrichment Lab, and the RISE program, Residential Initiative on the Study of the Environment. So I had like all of these educational things without much experience in those fields. Why? Is it because I didn't want experience? No, it's because I didn't get a job or an internship. Like, that's the only reason that I haven't. Like, what if I could get a DNR job or fisheries wildlife biologist job or parks and rec job, because I haven't got hired, that's why. I tell you what, most of them want education and internship. Some of them want you to be newly graduated. So people are getting less traffic violations here. I don't know where this tower is yet. I haven't figured it out. I don't like scrolling down too much because the ads get dirty. Lincoln Park. I have no idea what this... I have no idea what state this is. So saying that keep an eye on these dispatcher or these police officers' health, monitoring their health, sanitizing their vehicles and equipment in uniform prior to and at the end of their shifts. Police chief and fire chief team up for video interview. Second floor police station has been closed. The front desk remains open 24/7. I heard that they're not doing the roll calls at some of the police stations too. This doesn't tell me anything. Urge people not to hoard food and supplies. Oh, people were calling 911 for the Oregon coast, so they ran out of toilet paper. So, in my mind, let's go back to the prepper scenario, because I got on a tangent. It's so dark. Let me turn the lamp. I don't want to turn the lamp off, but the lighting is so bad. So people may loot and vandalize due to people not being monitored. And people that used to do home burglary while people were at work, suburbs, the people are at home, outside, walking their dogs all day and night. Someone showed a video where the cat was, like, I think it was just meow. Like, this cat was meowing at this. People, as I said, it was upset that people were gone. Like, you never know, maybe the cat's home alone and still meows like that at a certain time of day. But yeah, there's like, I was looking at this. It was a kitten. It was small. I was looking at it thinking, man, she's probably like, there are people invading my territory. Like, I have people that come here, eat dinner, sit in front of the TV doing nothing and go to bed, and they got the house to themselves the rest of the time. And so now they got people running around. I watched Nicole State's video. There's controversy with her, but I still watched her video. She made me laugh. And apparently she has a house just as a reseller. Her house is big. It looks like it's in a nice neighborhood. She has a big backyard for the kids. It's perfect. It's one story. It's perfect. I could not even imagine. But I had to go through the project house and the apartment and the small office. I have to respect God for what do I have? Because there are people still sleeping on the street, and there is a miracle that needs to happen in my life in order to get myself together. I don't know what that means, like financially and own property and all this stuff. In the last video, I don't know if I listed it, leave everything and leave everything and wander. Is that right? Leave everything and wander. That channel I watched today, they got uprooted. They went from, I guess, northern Canada. This couple from Italy, for 3 years they spent from northern Canada in an old RV Ford truck thingy all the way to the end of the tip of Argentina, where they said that. So they started in the Arctic and ended up in the Antarctic Ocean, and they went swimming in both, and they just got removed. They found a desolate beach, beautiful Wi-Fi, phone signal, access to food or water, shower, because they had a shower outside so they could shower in privacy, and the police kicked him out. And then they went somewhere else. They said, if you go to this town, we don't have anywhere for you to go. If you go, so this is just posted today. If you go to this town, we don't know where you can sleep. There's a road, but they don't have Wi-Fi. So these people were like, what do we do? And they went to a store and they found that the store had Wi-Fi and food and access to water. And they heard, or the police told them, if they leave, or the people told them, if they leave this town that has one store and Wi-Fi, then they won't be able to come back to the town. And that people are trying to get them to go to a city, but they're nomadic and their house is on their back. So the first place was perfect. I can understand, like Oregon, the beaches are filling up with people, and people might not want to be like, oh yeah, I want to be in a huge group close to each other. You might think, oh, we have some time, we meant to do this, let's do it. And then you find out everyone else is doing that. So it's not like always like we're just going to flock there and disobey. It's like you think, like I've gone to the beach and been the only one, three different people walking up and down the Oregon beach. Someone walking their dog, someone jogging, and some conservation or city worker that has a truck out there to, start setting up the something, I don't know, monitoring the water, whatever they do. I kind of want that job sometimes too, but anyways, they said stay tuned because they went somewhere else and they were just sitting there and the police came again and they said to be continued. So they probably had to shut the camera off, and the police is like, don't come any closer. And someone else told them to tell the police not to come any closer because everyone's sharing germs, but they said that they kind of directed to go to a city where there's more people, there's more germs, there's no campgrounds open, no hostels, no hotels, they're all shut down. And not only that, they would end up in a city bringing germs from where they were and being exposed to germs. And then they have that whole, you're from Italy. So they're already automatically stating that they've been in Argentina for 2 months. When I watched this lady talk to the police and the man in Spanish, I said, man, I need to get on my Spanish because that's amazing. To be able to be bilingual and be fluent. So I need to get better. I've been stuck since Duolingo hard to restore your level lessons. I got stuck just trying to keep doing those quick lessons like super fast. What I need to do is keep scrolling down towards the end and do those practice lessons, because it is, to tell you the truth, getting faster and easier, but because they don't have the audio for me to do audio on the even if I'm not even using the app, maybe I should use the app. I'm not able to use it on my cell phone, my iPad, but I'm able to use it on a computer. My computer has not been working because I don't have internet and it's super slow. To borrow a computer, I should do as much Spanish, German, and Swedish as I can. I'm waiting for my business license to come. There's a lot of people outside. I kind of want to rush out there and get it, but I was thinking I should open up my Google Docs and do my intake paperwork and then find the secure method of I used to have a way you could send messages and attachments for free, and I had a lot of stuff on my old cell phones, and the old cell phone stops working and the apps didn't carry over or didn't get, everything was like lost on the phone. So I'm wondering if I could still do that secure password where you email them in your regular email address and they open it. And I do have a secure email address, encrypted secure, but I'd have to set a client up, and if I just want to do a consult, I don't have to do a lot. I don't have to do like medical history. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to talk to you. We will make a decision on whether you want to hire me or not. But at this point, I am not your physician. You're not my patient. Like, I just need this simple disclaimer, whether it's going to be telemedicine or whatnot, and I need it to go secure. Even if it doesn't have, it's not like, oh, do you have cancer? Do you have this? That definitely needs to be secured. In my mind, even if it's not this national emergency rules, they're lax on the rules now, because what happens as soon as that emergency ends and you have stuff going from email to email, and people send that crap to me all the time. Someone was supposed to actually send me paperwork. They didn't do it, and if I could if I could set them up with a secure, that's the best. If I can do the secure encrypted message where you type in a password and get the link and make up an account and get the access code to open up. I mean, that sounds overwhelming. Open up the document. They can get the document, sign it with. I did it on my phone the other day. Someone just sent it to my regular email. Sign it with Adobe or save a signature in Word. Because you can still draw in Word and insert that drawing box onto there and then send it back to me securely. So that's my idea right now. I gotta stop. The device is low on disk space. I'm gonna move this off and then I'm going to delete the video. Bye.